Thank you. Can proceed. So we looked at what a computer is in the last presentation, and the video will be shared to you soon. Allow me to take you through. This is the slide I shared with you, so that should not remain behind. You can be going through at your own free time. However, I realize important maybe when discussing to show the document that we are trying to refer to. So I've got this slide with me here, introduction to computers, and we want to define what a computer is. As we discussed last time, we said a computer is an electronic device that is used to process, store, retrieve, send, and receive information, meaning the computer does the processing and has capacity to store some information up to a certain level. Then that information can be gotten back, can be retrieved for further processing or for communication to send. Then you can also receive information using the computer. So it is an electronic device that allows one to enter data, process it, and stores it so that it can be retrieved as information for future use. So now in this course, information, communication, technology, there are various components. So we've got information, we've got communication, then we've got technology. So we've got three items that are found in this course. So when you talk about information, you're basically looking at data which is processed, which is refined. And there is a difference between data and information. Data is information, or it's, you can say, pieces of or writings that have or do not have meaning at all. We can have figures, we can have letters, we can have names arranged in whatever way, we can have different items and sorted, that's data. But when you start processing, arrange that data into some formal way so that people can easily interpret, then you start making or start processing that data, turning it into information. So information is something that is meaningful, something that you can interpret, something that you can read and understand, something with some meaning. That's information. Therefore, there is a difference between data and information. So now we are looking at information in this course, information, communications, technology. Many will look at information. What type of information is required in an organization or at individual level? Is it information that's not ready for publication to the general public, or information that is refined and very easy to interpret, information that is accurate, information that is relevant to the organization, information that is timely given, not information that is shared when it is not necessary. So we're talking about information that is readily available, that's made available in time and on time for informed decision making. Then we also have communication. We are in the world where communication is enhanced, and it's up to us to maximize these opportunities that are there, provision of gadgets, internet, networking, and so forth, so that communication is easy. Important to communicate in an organization, very important to communicate. You can have information, but if it's not communicated to your boss, it's not communicated to management so that they can quickly make intervention or make a decision and prevent certain things from happening, you sit on it, then you're not helping the institution. Should they discover, they can even discipline or dismiss you altogether because you're not helping the institution. Even in the family, that needs to communicate. So it's important. Communication is key. And what are we communicating? We are using information which is refined information, which is worked on, not raw data. So for us to communicate effectively, we need technology. We are now talking about systems, talking about gadgets, computers, and other devices that exist so that communication is enhanced, so that data processing is enhanced. So we're looking at these three major components in this course. We're looking at information coming from data. We're looking at communication, the sending and receiving of information, and you're looking at media technology system that should be used for us to communicate, for us to process. So look at different gadgets, different types of computers, types of devices that are used, input and output devices, the computer processing cycle, and all those. These are key in this course. So when you say information technology, you're talking about information and the system, okay? So when people talk about technology, they will invariably refer to computers. So information technology refers to processing and distribution of data using computer hardware and software. Last presentation looked at the difference between computer hardware and software. So in computer hardware, these are physical components of the computer that we can touch, manipulate, and work on. While software is intangible in nature, however, it enhances the processing of information. Then also have telecommunications, which is in charge of the sending and receiving of information. Then in digital electronics, we're talking about different types of gadgets that are used to enhance the performance of the computer, to enhance the performance of certain activities. You need other digital electronics devices. So in its wider context, the term may also refer to a manual system, a desk in and out trays, filing cabinets. In those days, those who did office practice, we could learn at how files must be how filing is done in an office, the cabinets, office cabinets, and how we should arrange things in alphabetical order, starting with A or starting with Z, or in numeric order, starting with, dealing with numbers in ascending or descending order. For example, teachers may have teachers' numbers, and they can be arranged in some order according to the numbers, maybe in ascending or descending. Police officers, they have got also numbers for identification purposes, and their files must be arranged in the same way. So look, borrowing from this arrangement, order arrangement. So the computer also works in similar manner. When we're looking at information technology, we're talking about how information should be stored, retrieved, processed, and also communicated. So there must be some order. Reason why when you're working on the computer, you see a lot of files and folders. There is a difference between those two. A folder may have files. So if you've got, let's say, an album with the different pieces of music in that album. So the album may be the folder. Then each item of music is the file. So we can have a folder for ICT, where you've got different documents there. For example, you can have a soft copy, you can have the module there, you can have all items related to ICT, past papers, assignments, and all those stored in that folder. So a folder comprises of different files, well arranged. And when you are learning ICT, our computer must be well programmed or arranged in some order so that you're able to access and retrieve information in the shortest possible time. If you want videos related to this, you must know where they are found. Quickly go there because they are arranged in some order. There must be folders and files. So these computers may be classified in some way. And here we are talking about classification of computers according to size. classification of computers according to size. So we've got the following, and they are arranged in ascending order, meaning starting with the smallest. And we are going to end with the largest computer in the world. So which one is the smallest computer? We've got portable computers. These are computers that we can take from one point to another, meaning they are of reasonable size. They're easy to carry and they're not heavy, easy to use as well, user-friendly computers, portable computers. Something is portable, something that can be carried from one point to another. So we've got a lot of portable computers. Examples, we've got the laptops. The laptops can put in the bag and move with it, even on the bus or wherever you want to go and use it. And normally they've got batteries to store enough power to take you for an extra mile. Then you've got also palm-held computers. Others may call them palm tops, meaning it's on your palm and you can put it on your palm and start working on it. Okay, there, when you're done, you can even put it in the pocket. It's palm top. Laptop, because you put it on your laps as you are working on it. Palm top, you put it on your palm as you are working on it. So these are portable computers. They are small in size, light, and easy to carry, and they are user-friendly. Next classification of computers is personal computers. These are a little bit bigger, and a good example of a personal computer is the desktop. So it always sits on some desk because you cannot afford putting it on your laps. In those days, we had desktops which had the monitor with a very big, potberry, so big and heavy to carry, and putting it on your laps, it can be some sort of punishment. So they have to be on some desk, some table. Even the CPU is very big, quite heavy. There is a keyboard also independent, and also the mouse. So carrying all these as you are going to your office, people may look at you as if maybe something has gone wrong. Why carrying the screen on the head, and your right hand is holding the CPU, and also then people say, oh, now the manager has come. It's not in order. So it has to be on some desk. We are arranged in some order. Then you are working on it. Personal computers. They are normally called PCs, meaning P, personal, C, computer. Okay, PC. PC means personal computer, personal computers. The other classification of computers is mini computers. These are bigger than portable and personal computers. Mini computers are big in size, quite expensive, actually more expensive compared to PCs, and they work on bulk information. They process information at a very high speed compared to these other computers discussed earlier. So they are bigger in size, and they are meant to process bulk information at the same time. For example, if you've got a company and want to run some payroll system, you need some bigger computer, mini computer, depending on the size of the organization. There are some organizations with 10,000 workers, so you need a bigger computer to process information and store bigger softwares that can run and process information in the twinkling of an eye. All the pay slips are done. So mini computers exist, and they're quite expensive. Mainframe computers, you may find mainframe computers in banks. Maybe we may have a mainframe at the center branch controlling all the computers and networks in other branches. And they can be programmed, and all the ATM machines can be linked to this, and they are able to monitor anything that is happening using the mainframe computers. For example, Zanaco may opt to go for this. It's quite expensive and costly, but it's something that's manageable, and for efficiency and effectiveness in the operation, it's important that companies, organizations, banks are investing heavily in IT if they are to attract a lot of customers, and if they can avoid frustrating customers always complain of poor services in some banks and some organizations. So investing heavily in IT, it will bring efficiency and effectiveness, and it will bring satisfaction to the customers, clients. By doing that, we are going to win more to the business. So mainframe computers are there. The second, or the last and the biggest type of classification of computers is supercomputers. Supercomputers. A supercomputer, this is the biggest computer that this world can offer, and is meant to program bulky information, program activities, program wars like in military, program weather patterns, reading and predicting weather patterns. So it's one of the biggest computers in the world. What I'm trying to talk about is, for example, Zambia can predict weather up to maybe 2, 3, 4 days. Other countries that have invested heavily in IT can manage to buy supercomputers that can predict weather from a week, for a month, even for the whole year. They can even tell when it will rain, where it will rain, and the number of millimeters. While in other countries, they'll just tell you there will be some showers in Central Province. Where in Central Province? Is it Mumbwa? Is it in Chibombo? Is it in Kapiri? They will not tell. They will just estimate, approximate. It's because of the size of the computer that they are using. If they can go for a supercomputer, it will tell them exactly, in Kapiri, we are going to have so number of milliliters of water, of rain. In Serenje, we are going to have showers at this point and that other point. Even at that school, there will be this and this, and it will happen just as indicated. It's because of the amount of money invested in ICT. So we've got those explanations which I did indicate earlier. So that's an example of a portable computer, and palm-held computers. We've got like that one as BlackBerry. Some people may argue, is a phone a computer? Yes, a phone is a computer. About Nokia 1100. You remember in those days we had Nokia 3210, is it 3210 or 1032? The Nokia 1100, Motorola, and all those other phones. They are not in existence. But can we say they were computers? I can arguably say yes, they were computers. Why? Because they could process information. 2, they could save information. 3, they could retrieve information. 4, they could send information. 5, they could receive information. So they meet the requirements of the computer. On that, the processing capacity was limited. And every phone has limited processing capacity. Others can process, others are smartphones, others were depending on the processor that they have put in that phone. So phones are portable computers. Okay, I explained mini computers, mainframe computers. I explained also examples of mainframe, as we can see in that picture. We've got a very big computer in front of this man seated here and is trying to monitor. There must be a screen indicating and showing exactly how things are happening. And it's just there to monitor how things are happening. And you can press some buttons to put up some control measures. Okay. Then we've got also supercomputer. And this is an example of a supercomputer. Okay, which I said you can use them in wars, and they can also use them in weather to predict weather for a period of time. Then quickly we can look at computer system. And the computer system, we said, is made up of two components as I indicated earlier: the hardware, which consists of the physical components that can be handled physically, that you can manipulate. They are intangible in nature. And we've got three categories which involve the input, meaning they put in information to the computer; output, they put out information to the computer; and the system box, which is the central processing unit. And we say the central processing unit has got the control unit, the arithmetic logic unit, and the memory. These are the things we discussed in the previous presentation. So we've got the central processing unit with the ALU, and the ALU is in charge of all the calculations, computations, and the logic way of doing things. For example, arranging things in ascending, descending order, arranging letters, names in alphabetical order, starting with Z or starting with A, all these fall under the ALU. We can pause here and allow a few comments. In the next presentation, we'll look at the input device, output device. What are these? What do they do? What are their functions? How do they look like? So allow me to invite a few comments. Mr. Shatewa, are you the first to comment? Comments? Questions? Okay, if there are no comments and if there are no questions, I'll share this video so that you can have time to go through and also prepare for the next presentation so that if there are reactions, we can quickly attend to them. Thank you so much for attending this session, and may God bless you all. Thank you.